Hello guys and welcome to Battlefield 5 PC game running on a single Titan RTX video card and Core i9 9900K overclock at 5.2 GHz and 4K resolution. Today during this video I'm going to show all kind of different presets. However, today I'm running Direct3D 12 API with Nvidia ray tracing in real time. Let me real quick go ahead and show you what kind of preset I'm running. So I'm going to start with the ultra preset. It was on high. Let me go ahead and start with the ultra preset, and then I'm going to show you high, medium and low untouched. And this is how we're going to run today, guys. So Direct3D enabled, 12 enabled, DXR enabled, Nvidia DLSS disabled, but then I'm going to enable it just in case. What else? Future frame rendering is on, VSync is off, just to show you the average maximum FPS. GPU memory restriction is off, so I'm going to show you the maximum VRAM load in Battlefield 5 in 4K resolution and the different presets. So if you have like video card with 6 GB of VRAM or 8 GB of VRAM, you can have a better idea what kind of preset you're looking at. So ultra preset, TA at high, as you can see, untouched, okay? And as again, 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio, 4K resolution, 3840 pixels by 2160 pixels. Don't worry about my hertz today, guys, because I'm using 8K resolution TV, which is connected with a single cable, which is 30 Hertz, okay, at the moment. And it doesn't matter because today I'm recording with the professional video recording equipment as well. So it's broadcasting to the TV, but it's recording with the 8K 30 Hertz 30 FPS external video professional equipment. So the FPS that you can see at the right top is not taxing with the Nvidia shadow play anyhow, and this is the real FPS, just like I'm not recording. Keep that in mind. So there is nothing taxing in terms of the performance, in terms of the FPS, nothing stressing in terms of the CPU or GPU. Okay, this is going to be a multiplayer map, 64 players right now playing online, as you can see. Wake Island. A lot of, as you can see, polygons topology going on, geometry on the level. This terrain is kinda tessellated, which pretty much tessellation, it's when you're splitting the polygon into two or multiple polygons and creating additional level of details in terms of the 3D geometry. Okay. And at the right top corner, guys, the display information system updated every second. I call it topper. T stands for the temperature of the component, U stands for the utilization or usage of the component, F stands for the frequency of the component, and FR stands for the fan rotation. Only available for video card, which is single video card today, Titan RTX, and 100% fan rotation. However, guys, this is the first video on the Titan RTX with the repasted thermal compound paste. So today I'm using liquid metal thermal compound paste, and you can probably already tell by the temperature. It's 55 Celsius, 54 Celsius, so it's not going to go above 55 Celsius, which is amazing. And I repasted the Nvidia thermal compound paste with the liquid metal thermal compound paste by Thermal Grizzly, as well as I repasted the thermal pads and the VRAM and some other components on the PCB with the IC Diamond 7 karat thermal compound paste. And pretty much I use my own thermal compound solution on the Titan RTX, and this is pretty much liquid metal Titan RTX. Let's go ahead and have a look how it's going to perform, as well as my GPU is overclocked today and VRAM is overclocked as well, but I'm still running on the air on the dual fan designed by Nvidia. I just want to show you how it is, and then I'm going to replace it as well on the hybrid water cooling all-in-one system, followed by EVGA. They have like a kits for sale, $129, $139 on eBay by EVGA as a seller, and this is what I'm looking to buy. And I'm going to create a video tutorial as well as benchmarks and test. But before that, we're going to go ahead and test the Titan RTX Liquid Metal Edition versus my second Titan RTX, which is completely running as well on air and running with the Nvidia thermal compound solution. So it's two different video cards, one Titan RTX with the liquid metal and the VRAM with the custom thermal solution, which is the IC Diamond 7 karat, and completely untouched Nvidia Titan RTX, and we're going to find out if $40 adventure worth any performance, any FPS, etc, etc, etc. So it's going to be a video when I'm going to compare it, but today I just decided to go ahead and show you real quick how the Battlefield 5 looks like with the Direct3D 12 API under the Titan RTX and 4K resolution at different presets. So guys, you saw it, right? You saw the FPS. The FPS was below 50 FPS but above 40 FPS average, and the latency delay was like around 25 milliseconds. Latency delay you want to keep as low as possible, but the FPS you want to keep as high as possible for the comfortable gameplay. So gameplay was playable for sure, and I would say it was also comfortable gameplay, as again for all kind of different folks out there. Some people with 120 Hz probably not going to call it comfortable, but people like old school veterans, old school gamers, old school PC gamers will call it comfortable, because pretty much the VSync came from the console gamers. The PC gamers didn't have the VSync long time ago, and you know, after the console was kind of taking over, then a PC was introduced through the Nvidia and some other companies, the VSync technology. But those people, the old school veteran PC gamers, remember when the PC games didn't have any VSync and they were playing like 30, 40 FPS, and it was comfortable gameplay experience. So if you're one of those gamers, it's going to be comfortable gameplay for you. If not, it's just a playable status, which is status below that. Okay. So let me real quick go ahead and switch now, guys. So this was ultra preset. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch it to high preset. Keep in mind, guys, that as again I'm recording this video today with the professional video recording equipment, and I'm about to run out of SSD storage. So if it's going to cut off, it's going to cut off. If it's not, then in the end of this video I'm going to show you my PC information and PC components, and we're going to have a little bit of talk about it. So high preset, yeah, at high, as you can see, completely everything high preset. Still 4K resolution, 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio. Let's go ahead and have a look, shall we? As again, guys, this is Direct3D 12 API with the Nvidia RTX technology, which is ray tracing and reflection and refraction with the shadows in real time, the correct shadows and correct reflection and correct refraction. Under the Direct3D 11 API, the FPS will be much higher than you can see right now at the right top, almost double. Beautiful visuals. I really like this level. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Crysis. The palms is destructible, and everything is destructible because this is a Battlefield game, and they introduced the destructible physics since Battlefield Bad Company 2, which was the destructible buildings and stuff, and after that they just was improving on that, and yeah, they got to a nice level. So this game will be good for any PC gamer, no matter, you know, if you are FPS shooter, if you are like third party shooter, if you are like the strategy, if you like tanks, like World of Tanks, this game will be good for anyone, and it's amazing. It's a massive, a lot of people playing online, and map has a lot of people on it. You're going to enjoy it. So high preset, the FPS should increase. As you can see, my VRAM usage right now is 8,481 megabytes, and my system RAM usage is 12,010 megabytes, guys. So the system RAM usage is kind of 12 gigabytes, but the VRAM usage is about 9 gigabytes. My VRAM is overclocked by 2,000 megahertz, as you can see. Actually, it's 2012 megahertz because Titan RTX running at 14,000 megahertz, and right now I'm running at 16,012 megahertz on my GDR6 by Samsung. Usually, guys, Titan RTX video cards comes with the TU102-300A GPUs, but my Titan RTX came with the TU102-400A GPU chip, so keep that in mind. Maybe it's a newer revision of the Titan RTX, so there is a possibility it could be a better overclocker or it could be a worse overclocker, and I'm going to find out throughout my videos. And if you're watching my videos over the iplay4k.com, you're going to find out as well. And I'm going to have a lot of videos in the two Titan RTXs and SLI. And I already showed you a lot of videos over the iplay4k.com with the two Titan RTXs and SLI under the Direct3D 11 API, as again, because Direct3D 12 API doesn't support SLI at all. Look at my CPU temperature, not reaching above 55 Celsius, and the secondary video card, guys, is removed completely, and I'm having 240mm Cooler Master fan on top of it, just like on the picture in the end of this video on my desktop. You're going to see beautiful, a lot of level of details, as you can see on this map, and the map designed pretty well. I really love it, guys. So 49, above 50 sometimes FPS is average, so I would say 51, 52 FPS average, but sometimes reaching like middle 40s, just like at Ultra almost. But the latency delay is almost staying below 20 milliseconds, which is great. Let me show you a little bit of the air action, and air action will have higher FPS because there is nothing going on in the air at some point, and probably it will have the lower latency delay as well. Okay, look at this, beautiful refraction in real time by Nvidia in that water, almost like in real life. It's not faked, just like it was before without the RTX technology. During GPU architecture, guys, video cards such as RTX 2080 Ti or Titan RTX video cards are kind of similar, and if you're playing 4K resolution, I'm not advising you to get Titan RTX single video cards for the 4K resolution. Only if you're getting the Titan RTX, get yourself two Titan RTXs, and most definitely you're looking to play kind of above 4K resolution almost all the time. Keep that in mind, so you're not gonna waste any CUDA cores. Otherwise, I advise you to go ahead and grab yourself two RTX 2080 Ti if 4K resolution is your game, and you will be Gucci, because two Titan RTX's video cards in 4K resolution is going to be kind of waste, because as you can see, even right now at 4K resolution, everything at high, they're still utilizing 95-96% of the GPU. As you can see at the right top corner, 95 of the GPU means that we're losing or wasting 5% of my CUDA cores of my GPU, and 1% of the CUDA cores will be 40 CUDA cores, so 5% will be 200 CUDA cores is wasted. And Titan RTX has 256 CUDA cores advantage over the single RTX 2080 Ti video card. So if I'm wasting 200 CUDA cores, means that my advantage is only 56 CUDA cores, and pretty much when RTX 2080 Ti video cards is overclocked on GPU, on the VRAM, it definitely can match you if your Titan RTX is running on air and running stock. But when you're running it on air from the Nvidia manufacturer, most likely you're not going to overclock at high, because you want to repaste the thermal compound paste, at least on the GPU and on the VRAM, just to keep it above 2000 megahertz as I'm running it today, and your VRAM above 16,000 megahertz, keep that in mind. So just to receive additionally 3-5 FPS, it depends to the games. If your FPS is below 60 FPS average without the overclock, you're probably going to receive maximum 3 FPS. If your FPS is above 60 FPS average in the games, then you probably will receive like 4 or 5 FPS after the repasting thermal compound on GPU and VRAM, and then overclock your GPU and VRAM to the maximum stable positions. Beautiful visuals, as you can see. I really like this game. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look at some dogfight. So guys, as you saw, pretty much it's still staying below 50 FPS average, but way below 20 milliseconds latency delay. So kind of the FPS is kind of the same, but the latency delay is kind of lower than I had at Ultra. The GPU utilization is the same, 95%. The CPU utilization, as you can see guys, will never reach 85%, and I'm only using today 8 cores, 8 threads, so I'm using only the physical cores, and I disabled the hyper threading technology to eliminate any virtual cores, because I believe 2 virtual cores from the hyper threading technology is equal 1 physical core. And in the game, if the game doesn't have a CPU usage above 90%, if you don't see it, that means that you have enough cores and enough threads to run in the game. And the next thing what you want to do to overclock your cores to increase the frequency, as well as maybe to buy a faster video card to increase your FPS. But if you're going to reach in the games 90% a lot of times on average on your CPU load, that means that there is a possibility that you're wasting some FPS in that game. And to fix that, you gotta buy the CPU with at least 2 more additional threads. Keep that in mind. 45 FPS average, kind of 20 milliseconds latency delay, I would say. It's kind of jumping like 22, 24, and then it's jumping like 18, 17, 19. So it's kind of staying in between like 20 milliseconds latency on average and 45 FPS on average at the high preset. So let's go ahead guys and switch to a medium preset. As again, the purpose of this video is not the gameplay. The purpose of this video to show you the performance so you can have a better idea, and it is an honest performance. I'm sharing the honest information with you, plus it's not taxing any FPS at all during this recording. So medium preset still on the TA at high, anti-aliasing. Let's go ahead guys and have a look. Let me turn down the VSync. Here we go. As you can see, it's 4K resolution, 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio still. So let's go ahead and do that. Wow, I took it immediately. So this is at medium guys. As again, with Direct 3D 11 API, you're probably going to receive double of the FPS that you can see right now. Not double, but at least I would say 1.7 times. A little bit reminds me, this level also a little bit reminds me of the Metro Exodus. Guys, keep in mind that I recorded the Battlefield Bad Company 2 running in 16K resolution back in July of 2018 on 2 RTX 2080 Ti video cards, as well as I'm going to record with 2 RTX Titan RTXs in this live video cards. 16K resolution. I also recorded in December 2018 Crisis 3 running 16K resolution, as well as I recorded the Crisis 1 in the May of July 2018 on the 2 RTX 2080 Ti video cards. But Crisis 3 in 16K resolution was recorded with 2 Titan RTX video cards, because each Titan RTX has 24GB of VRAM, and for each video card usage in Crysis 3 at 16K resolution will be around 22 GB or 22,000 megabytes. But right now, as you can see, our VRAM usage is below 9,000 megabytes, which is below 9 gigabytes, and the system RAM usage is very high, almost 12,000 megabytes, which is 12 gigabytes. I'm not sure why the system RAM usage is that high, maybe just because a lot of players. 50 FPS, guys. Latency delay is also kind of the same as high preset. So pretty much the actions will be almost the same as the high preset, as you can see, in terms of the FPS. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look. Look at this beautiful reflection and refraction in real time, especially on this water. It's going to reflect only when it's necessary. Wow, look at this, it's just beautiful. Some dogfight, a little bit, beautiful action over here with a lot of geometry. As you can see, it's kind of rendered a lot of geometry on the screen right now while I'm flying, but still FPS is about 40 FPS average. As again, guys, you can see that single Titan RTX video card is kind of not ready for a 4K resolution experience with the RTX technology under the Direct3D 12 API. So 45 FPS average, the latency delay is still like 20 milliseconds latency delay, as well as at high or ultra, kind of the same deal. And yeah, beautiful experience though. For those people that love the RTX technology, you're going to enjoy a lot. But as again, on the Ampere GPU architecture instead of Turing GPU architecture in 4K resolution, because Titan RTX video cards in 4K resolution is not enough. Keep that in mind. But Direct3D 11 API experience, guys, is on another level, because you can use 2 video cards in SLI. But Nvidia driver doesn't support it, but there is some ways to activate it, and I will share it with you guys over my new project, SLIready.com website. Go ahead and visit that. It's probably going to be a YouTube channel as well, with the step-by-step instructions. I'm going to teach you how to enable SLI in games that doesn't support SLI. Pretty much 45 FPS average. Latency delay was like 20 milliseconds latency delay, or very low 20 milliseconds. Let's go ahead, guys, and switch now to a low, and hopefully at low I'm going to increase my FPS. Otherwise, God, it's harsh on the Turing GPU architecture, and a lot of people are not going to love it. At low preset, still TA at low, so anti-aliasing, post-processing, guys, will be here no matter what, as you can see. Okay, DirectX 3D 12 API. Let's go ahead and have a look. And then I'm going to enable the Nvidia technology for kind of smoother gameplay, but we're going to check it out. I heard it's not that sharp, but right now, as you can see, I'm running the 4K resolution native, so it's very sharp. Same FPS, wow. The GPU utilization also the same at low or at ultra in Battlefield 5. That's how stressing this game is. So when you switch into low preset, it's not increasing your FPS by a lot. It's almost the same in terms of the load on your PC hardware and performance. Almost the same as ultra versus the low. above 50 milliseconds. So around 20, above 50 FPS and around like 20 milliseconds, your average. Okay. Let me real quick, guys, and switch to low. Actually, this is low, so I don't want to run out of the hard disk space and the SSD and this professional recording device unit. So guys, I showed you the low, I showed you medium, I showed you high, I showed you ultra preset, pretty much almost the same. So you want to keep it probably at ultra, plus minus 3-4 FPS, not a big deal. And if you're looking to play Battlefield 5 in RTX technology, you probably want to wait for the Ampere GPU architecture, because Battlefield 5 in Direct3D 12 API doesn't support a 2 or multiple video cards, so you're not going to take any advantage with the Turing GPU architecture. So pretty much this is going to be your maximum possible scenario. Let me real quick and show you guys what kind of system I was